a free-to-play game. So these are all free if you have a Netflix subscription. They're all free. And this one is Marvel Rivals, which, Jeff, I'm surprised you have not talked about yet. I talked about it during the early period, and you were like, if there's one game that gets me to play a hero shooter, this will be it. And here we are.
Here we are. Still not playing it. I will tell you, my family does early Christmas celebration.
So does mine. It's called Marvel Rivals.
Well, I was just up in the Bay Area at my family's house, and because we do early Christmas, my sister's eldest son, who's in college, who's a junior in college, could not. He still had classes this week, so he couldn't come. So we FaceTimed him to have him participate. I FaceTimed him. He had a headset on, and I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm playing Marvel Rivals." It's caught on. What I'm telling you is it's caught on with the college kids. That's how I know it's a big hit. And it is. They're boasting massive amounts of concurrence. This game is a hit. You know, the wasteland, the graveyard of hero shooters is getting bigger and bigger these days. It helps when you have big fancy Marvel superheroes as a part of it. Tell me what you have experienced playing Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, so as of recording right now, there are just shy of 370,000 people playing Marvel Rivals. The all-time peak is 480, almost 481,000. And in the last 24 hours, it was 440,000. So like
not shabby.
Really close to that all-time peak. What surprises me the most about Marvel Rivals, and I said this when I talked about the early alpha or beta, whatever it was, period with the game, it is so incredibly polished. I did not jump in day one. I wasn't there crashing the server to see if I could get in kind of thing. But so many big multiplayer games, especially games with this number of concurrent players, are struggle fests for the first week, month, sometimes year, or launch not feature complete, right? There's like, oh, well, we have this game mode and look for this new mode coming soon. Marvel Rivals is out the gate with a pretty robust premium battle pass, multiple game modes, a pretty robust tutorial, you have to opt into it, like subset tutorial, player versus AI arena where you can really toy with all of the different heroes. Someone's going to yell at me because I get the number wrong. I believe it's 32 heroes, all free to play, and an identity that is very much, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, of being Overwatch. So much so that it's Overwatch. But I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, because the design language of Overwatch has existed for so long now in this space that Marvel Rivals really feels to me like what a Blizzard game used to feel like, or like an Apple device perhaps used to be like, where it's like, yeah, we're doing the same thing, but we've polished it to the best shine you've ever seen, and we're releasing it in a functional way that everybody can enjoy. And so I'm very impressed with Marvel Rivals. I know that there are hero imbalances. I know that the high level meta, things kind of start to fall apart if you're not playing these certain characters. I've also experienced firsthand in just the limited matches that I've done, people really don't like being support characters, which Overwatch says, yeah, no kidding. And there isn't a lot of the synergy happening right now that a lot of these characters are built around. That is one thing they kind of add to the Overwatch formula, or, the superhero team up, Jeff, right? Of getting these characters together and doing cool things. I don't know if the competitive PvP game will ever be my meat and potatoes or my married to game, but my gosh, you two, this game is stunning. The character design is exquisite. The characters are all unique. Their default costumes look cool. It's not like the garage sale Wolverine. Like, he has a really cool default costume. And yes, you can go buy his Deadpool and Wolverine costume, or you can go buy the No Way Home Spider-Man costume. But their default skins are really cool, a really cool, unique take on these characters. And whether there's a character type you like playing, or a deep cut Marvel character that you're longing to play, they're both in this game. and it's free to play in a way that, aside from the menus being overly obtuse the way many of these games are now, it doesn't feel aggressive in its, trying to nickel and dime you the way some free to play games do. I think Disney is having a hell of a back half of 2024 here. Like,
Yeah.
I would say quietly, except they're all big hits. But it's
Well,
great.
my nephew likes it. He's a Hawkeye main, so that's what I heard.
I'm a Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier's a 3-star character, like pretty easy to play and master, but good range, good melee. You can help support in a pickle, but you're also out there, causing some damage.
Yeah. A bunch of my friends were talking about, I don't play it, but a bunch of my friends were talking about it last night when we were hanging out, and they were talking about how fun it is that it's imbalanced.
Yeah.
They were talking about, I'm not citing anything in particular. I have not paid attention to this game, but they were talking about how I guess the devs at some point said something to the effect of how they're not ever going to nerf anything. They're just going to bring weak things up to where they need to be. And so they're sort of enjoying just things being OP and kind of silly and there's this sort of Wild Westness to it. I mean, I'm sure like hardcore meta players probably hate it, but just as casual friends hanging out, they were talking about Winter Soldier as well. Apparently he's quite strong. And so they were saying they were enjoying doing whatever his ult is. I don't know. It's something ridiculous, I'm sure.
It has a little bit of Marvel versus Capcom 2-ness to it in that regard, where that game was always imbalanced. But the elite player, you're going to have your Magneto, you're going to have you're going to have these core characters that people play. But there is fun in the chaos of like, no, I'm Cloak and Dagger. That's what I'm going to do. That's.
I was
cool.
reading about people playing Doctor Strange and portaling people off cliffs. Yeah.
I got portaled off a cliff. I also got Jeff the land shark.
Oh,
chomped
yeah. They're
up,
talking about that.
and then it just swims you off to a level and then to the level and then opens up and they're just like, bye, Felicia. And it's like the sassiest the land shark ring out ever. It's very fun.
There you go, Marvel Rivals.